Imagine a place where machines offer umbrellas, sushi, and even flowers, where trains float at nearly 600 kilometers per hour, and where people bow before speaking to strangers. Now imagine that the same place nurtures quiet gardens, celebrates flowers that last only a week, and reveres mountains as if they were deities. This place exists, and it holds secrets that will surprise you every moment. Its name is Japan. But Japan is not just different. It is extraordinarily unique. An archipelago where time seems to flow differently. On the same street, you can find a 200-year-old temple next to a smart building that self-reconfigures. Like a perfectly rehearsed performance, Japan blends tradition and innovation with a naturalness no other country has achieved. The reason? A history marked by isolation, discipline, and reinvention. For centuries, Japan remained closed to the world, cultivating its own arts, language, and philosophy. When it finally opened its doors in the 19th century, it absorbed the West like a samurai sharpens his sword, with precision. Yet it never lost its soul. It never bowed. It simply evolved. And this ability to transform defines Japan even today. After being devastated by 2 atomic bombs, the nation rose from the ashes to become one of the greatest technological powers on the planet. But the most astonishing thing is not what Japan built, but how it preserved its essence amid such modernity. If you think you know Japan just from anime, sushi restaurants, or temple photos, prepare to rethink everything. The true Japanese experience lies in subtle details, in the respectful silence of the subway, in the ritual of removing shoes before entering a home, in the delicacy of a meal served as a gift. Did you know there are over 5 million vending machines in the country? And that many of them are in forests, remote islands, and even cemeteries? This says a lot about the trust among Japanese people. Honesty is an unspoken code. Leaving change is more common than taking advantage, and it works. Now imagine a country that invests heavily in robots, yet still teaches children to clean their own classrooms. A country where technology is embraced, but not idolized. Where the future does not trample the past, it only accommodates it with respect. This is the real Japan. A country that makes us rethink what it truly means to live in balance. And when it comes to beauty, Japan teaches subtlety. Forget grand monuments or exaggerated landscapes. Here, the spectacle is in the fleeting, in the cherry blossom drifting on the wind, in the steam rising from an onsen in the mountains, in the sound of bamboo swaying in Arashiyama. Japan does not shout. It whispers. Walking through Kyoto is like traveling through time. Every alley seems to hide a story, every lantern a secret. And as you contemplate the silence of an ancient temple, you realize you are not just in another country, you are in another state of consciousness. Japan is not just a place, it is a feeling, and those who experience it never return the same. But beware, Japan is addictive, not for what it shows, but for what it conceals. Not for what it says, but for what it keeps silent. And that is exactly why we chose to tell this story in detail. Because Japan deserves more than tourism. It deserves contemplation, curiosity, respect, and perhaps after this video, a new destination on your dream list. Did you know that Japanese people rarely tip? In many establishments, if you leave extra money, the attendant will run after you to return it. This is because for them, good service is an obligation, not a bonus. This sense of honor is present in all interactions. Nothing is done halfway. Every gesture carries intention, every word, care. It's as if the entire society operates under an invisible code of conduct. In Japan, even silence speaks. On crowded trains, almost no one talks on the phone. On the streets, footsteps are soft. In restaurants, even the busiest ones, there is an almost hypnotic harmony. The absence of noise does not indicate coldness, it's respect. Japan teaches that not every space needs to be filled with sound. Often what is left unsaid is as powerful as what is spoken. Children learn early that the world does not revolve around them. At schools, they clean their own classrooms, not as punishment, but as a lesson in citizenship. They learn that caring for the group is caring for oneself. Perhaps this is why Japan is one of the safest countries in the world. There, a 6-year-old can walk alone to school and return smiling, without fear. And speaking of education, Japanese discipline goes far beyond school. In companies, it is common to see employees arrive early and leave only after the boss stands up. Yet, this practice is being questioned by the younger generation, who seek a balance between work and personal life. Even so, ethics remains the heart of the professional environment in Japan. A curiosity you may not have imagined. In Japan, it is normal to see adult men reading manga in public without embarrassment. Entertainment is an essential part of Japanese life, and pop culture is respected as an art form. Anime, games, cosplay, all of this is taken seriously and generates billions of dollars per year. And we cannot forget the festivals. In every season, in every corner of the country, there are celebrations that seem taken from a fairy tale. Hanami in spring, with millions under the cherry trees. Gion Matsuri in Kyoto, with enormous parade floats. Even fire festivals, where giant torches illuminate the night. Each event is a journey into the past, alive, vibrant, and full of meaning. Japanese cuisine is another universe. It's not just sushi and ramen. The variety is astounding. Bean-based sweets, charcoal-infused dishes, coffees where the milk is drawn artistically. And all of this is served with impeccable aesthetics. Eating in Japan is like attending a performance, a spectacle of flavors, forms, and delicacy. And if you dream of visiting Japan, here's a special invitation. Comment below the word Japan. When I see it, I'll know you are determined to be the first in your family to step into this magical country. As a reward, I'd leave a little heart on your comment because I know you deserve to experience this unforgettable journey. Now that you've commented, let's continue. There are many secret places, fascinating stories, and ancient traditions that even younger Japanese people don't know. And I promise, the more you immerse yourself in this country, the more it will surprise you. Stay with me because we will unlock doors that not every tourist can find. What you will see next may completely change your view of Japan, and perhaps even the world. There is a Japan that doesn't appear in tourist ads, a Japan hidden in the mountains in villages with fewer than 100 inhabitants, where time seems to flow more slowly. In these places, you find centuries-old thatched roof houses, trails where monks still walk in silence, and forests that seem to whisper ancient legends. This deep Japan preserves the country's soul intact, waiting for those who want to listen with their hearts. Did you know there is an island in Japan where cats outnumber people? Aoshima, known as Cat Island, is just one of dozens of such curiosities. There's also Okunoshima Island, dominated by wild rabbits, and Nagoro, the village of dolls, where life-sized statues replace residents who have passed away. In Japan, time is treated differently. Sometimes it plays with it, other times it cries in silence. And the onsens, natural hot springs, they are scattered across the country with rules for use: no clothes, no inappropriate plunges, and above all, absolute respect for others' space. Amid the hot steam, the Japanese disconnect from the outside world. Bathing becomes almost sacred, a purification moment that transcends the body, a ritual of the soul. In Japan, cemeteries can be as beautiful as gardens. They are frequently visited by families, not as places of grief, but as living memory, fresh flowers, offerings, rituals. The relationship with death is different. It's not taboo, but a natural part of life's cycle. Perhaps that's why the elderly are so respected, true guardians of time. And speaking of respect, there are rules for almost everything in Japan. Some are so subtle they go unnoticed. Don't point fingers, don't speak loudly in public, and there is even a proper way to hand a business card. It may seem excessive to foreigners, but each gesture is part of an invisible code that keeps the country in perfect harmony. Now, an important tip. If this content inspires you, subscribe to the channel. That way you won't miss the next videos on this journey around the world and help this project grow. Every subscription shows there is still space for content that informs, moves, and awakens curiosity. And the next destination is incredible. Back to Japan, did you know there are forests considered healing? It's called Shinrin-yoku, or forest bathing. The idea is simple. Walk slowly in nature, breathe deeply, notice sounds, sense, and energy around. In Japan, this practice is taken seriously. It's not mysticism, it's science. Studies show it reduces stress, improves concentration, and strengthens the immune system. How about visiting a cafe run by robots, or a hotel managed by a holographic receptionist? It may seem like science fiction, but it's everyday Japan. There, the future is real but never abandons delicacy. Everything is done with a touch of humanity, even when served by a machine. Japanese contrasts are so striking that they move you. On one street, young people with colorful hair and futuristic outfits. On the next, monks in silence with traditional robes. The coexistence of modern and ancient is not a competition, it's a dance. This dance transforms Japan into a continuous spectacle, where every scene is unique, unrepeatable, and deeply human. And perhaps that's why, when leaving Japan, we miss things we didn't even know we loved. The sound of the train arriving at the station, food served with a shy smile, peace found even in chaos. Japan isn't just a place to visit, it's a place to feel, learn, and remember. If there is a country capable of awakening all the senses of those who visit, that country is Japan. You smell the cherry blossoms before even seeing them. You hear the sound of water in Zen gardens and the cicadas singing in summer. Every corner hides a detail, a scene, a memory about to be made. Japan does not reveal itself all at once. It unveils gradually, like a delicate book whose pages only open for those who observe with care. And when you least expect it, you are moved by a child in a kimono waving at the train, or smiling as you see an elderly person tending to a centuries-old bonsai with care. In Japan, small gestures have the weight of monuments. Beauty is not in grandeur, but in the essential. And this transforms a simple walk into a life-changing experience. After wandering those streets, you are no longer the same. Japan is also defined by its seasons. In winter, snow-covered landscapes resemble paintings. In autumn, red leaves create a living carpet. In summer, colorful festivals light up the skies with fireworks. But it is in spring that the country truly blooms. The sakura, cherry blossoms, last only a few days. Perhaps that's why they are so special, reminding us of the beauty in impermanence. And since we've come this far, I have a special request. If this video touched you, like it now. This helps me know that creating this content with care was worthwhile, and helps YouTube show this video to more people who, like you, dream of discovering incredible places with a deeper perspective. Japan also faces challenges. One of the greatest is loneliness. Even amidst crowds, many feel isolated. That's why there are cafés where people can chat with strangers, companies that rent friends by the hour, and even funerals for pets that were their owners' only companions. All this shows how valuable human connection is, and how Japan strives to maintain these bonds. Still, the resilience of the Japanese people is admirable. They rise after earthquakes, tsunamis, and crises. With dignity and unity, they move forward. Giving up is not an option there. That is why the world respects this country. If you've ever been moved by a Japanese animation, song, film, or a simple image of cherry blossoms swaying in the wind, you already carry a bit of Japan within you. At the end of the journey, what remains are not souvenirs, but lessons. The value of silence, the importance of empathy, and the beauty of details. Japan teaches us that life can be simple, yet profoundly rich. That respecting others is respecting oneself. And that true modernity lies in keeping the soul of our traditions alive. Before I say goodbye, I have a special request. If you watched until the end, comment the phrase, "I stayed until the end." When I see your comment, I'll leave a heart because I know you'll soon visit Japan. That genuinely makes me happy. Thank you so much for traveling with me to Japan. And if you enjoyed it, get ready because in the next video we'll embark on a completely different destination. Iceland, a land of ice, fire, and Viking legends. Subscribe so you don't miss it. See you at the next destination. Until then.